fun way. First of all, I'd like to thank you for trusting our firm to file your bankruptcy. We like to help people, and we certainly would like to help you. With that in mind, we have given you a document package for you to get that kind of a laundry list of documents together. It's either a laundry list or scavenger hunt. Go through the list and click off each of those documents, because that's why we have those lists for you. It's required. And get those documents to us as soon as possible. If you're going to file for bankruptcy right away, this is not a concern. But if you're going to take 2 or 3 months to file, there are two real concerns that I have that I need to bring to your attention. The first is if you're paying unsecured debts, credit cards, medical bills, loans, you're paying off old utility bill where the provider is no longer your provider, don't pay those unsecured debts. All the unsecured debts, with the exception of tax debts and child support, are forgiven. So if it's not a tax debt or it's not child support, don't pay it. And if the creditor calls you, give them our name and number, and we'll be happy to say that you're our client. Secondly, if your bankruptcy is 2 or 3 months away and you owe a credit union in particular, or a bank, but particularly a credit union, if you owe them money and you bank with the same institution, open a different bank account. Open a bank account where you don't owe the bank any money, because otherwise the credit union will exercise what's called a right of set-off, and they'll actually take your money. And then you won't be able to file for bankruptcy, and they will have taken all your money. We talked about the documents, we talked about the bank account, so let's talk about money for a second. If you haven't discussed a payment plan with us, please do so. I should have done that, but a lot of clients want to see our documentation, and maybe they're interviewing other attorneys, and they're not in a position to talk money right away. So if you haven't established a payment plan, please do so. My staff is completely authorized to come up with some kind of payment terms with you. Many clients pay us over a 3 to 4 month period. Do not use your credit card to pay us. That would be a real quick way to kill your bankruptcy. And I say all hell may break loose. So don't do that. It's only happened once or twice in the 11 years that I've been handling bankruptcies. And so that's not something that we want to experience. There are two additional issues that come up with the documentation. Firstly, clients frequently, instead of giving me the tax returns, they give me their 1099s or their W-2s. I can actually use that to file for your bankruptcy. It's not the best thing in the case of a Chapter 13, but in the case of a 7, if you give me your W-2s and your 1099s, I can file the bankruptcy. What I can't do is, a week prior to the creditors meeting, by law, you're supposed to give the last filed tax return to the bankruptcy trustee, and I can't waive that. And I've had a couple of clients whose bankruptcy was dismissed because they didn't get the tax return in on time. So get those tax returns in on time. And finally, the questionnaire that you have. Sometimes clients take sophisticated wild-ass guesses, swags, to fill out the questionnaire. Think about what your monthly or your weekly food expense is. Think of, on Friday, I go every Friday and I buy $50 worth of food, and on for the weekend, kind of junk food and stuff. This is what we do in my household. And then my wife, spends $100, $150, $200 buying the food for the week. That's kind of typical of what I see for a household of 4. A lot of times clients undercount their food, and they also undercount their transportation expenses. So please, spend some time filling out the expense portion of your questionnaire, because what ends up happening is I spend a significant amount of time in my petition reviews, saying, hey, this is more expensive than that. You're undercounting your expenses. And I know this because I've done this for like 11 years, and I have the IRS allowances for every item. So I know what a reasonable expense is for a particular cost item. So get everything done. As soon as you get your documents and monies to us, within 10 days we can get you filed. And don't delay. Sometimes clients kind of, when they think of filing for bankruptcy, they get a little depressed, which is understandable. But light is at the end of the tunnel, and it's 10 days to 2 weeks away for many of you. So get it done, and you will get your credit score back within like 110 days, within a year of filing to 720. It's not the end of the world, and that is what I've seen throughout my career, is that many people rehabilitate their finances. So be happy, and we'll get it done. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.